In today's video, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of students have come and asked me. Most importantly is networking, especially networking in India, networking for finance and accounting professionals. So before we jump into it, if you find value in this video, then give it a thumbs up. If you have any really powerful networking stories, success stories for yourself, then leave it in the comments. Point number one, something that I call the long tail effect of networking. Now, long tail effect is what I mean by that is it's like a venture capital business model concept where you do something 100 times, it's going to cost you something, money, effort, time, energy for each of the 100 times. And you're only expecting a few, 4, 5 of them to pay off. But when they pay off, they make up for more than the energy you spent in all the 100. I'll give you an example. There was a time when in probably 2018-ish, things were really difficult when I was trying to find ways to grow the organization. And I didn't know really, what was the way forward. So I went on LinkedIn and I just found the kind of people when I wanted to talk to some profile of strong businessmen. I reached out to all of them that I could find and I wrote a message saying that, hi, I just want to reach out. I have no agenda as such, but I would love to meet you. When a handful of them replied, out of which even a smaller chunk were ready to meet me. So one of them was in Hyderabad, one of them was in Delhi. I went and met everybody, right? I had no idea what to do. I didn't know what exactly I wanted to network for. But a couple of them, it just changed the entire trajectory of my career, right? Meeting them, I was vulnerable. I have questions. Maybe they don't make any sense to you, but please just, if you can help me with it. They started answering some of my questions. I started meeting them more. I took them out more. I started considering some of them my mentors. And by the end of a few months, one meeting with them once in a month for a couple of hours would get me all fired up, would give me clarity of what to do. And it just changed the way I would look at my way forward. Now, whether this is for a business, whether you're working in Big Four or some company, or you're even studying, even if you're not stuck, just continuously doing this will change the game for you. So point number one is that you might not know how it's going to pay off. You might have to put in a lot of energy, but trust me, there is a compounding effect. And it has, I've told my younger brother to do this. I've asked some of our leaders at Zell to do this. It works every time as long as you're a little consistent and keep doing it for a while. Point number two, to create a little bit of your personal brand on social media. Now, many of you guys are watching might be vividly on Instagram, but we are right now talking specifically for LinkedIn, right? It's tough. LinkedIn is becoming cluttered. It's a super platform if you're good at content, but I know many of us, especially if you're trying to build a career in finance, might not be great at content. That being said, you might not have to post a lot. If you can, nothing like it, keep trying. It's okay to fail, right? Nobody's gonna judge you, and it might take you a year or more to post once a week, thrice a week before it really you become ready to people start enjoying your content. But LinkedIn, I remember doing this. Connect with people. So I would aim at what kind of people I wanted to connect, right? As always, the HR heads, was it partners, was it business heads, was it people of my age, was it people who are 5 years ahead of me and where I wanted to be, etc., etc. Basically, I go into a burst. I connect with all of them, and I should do this. For example, today I would connect with, let's say, 50 people. I will make sure that tomorrow I check who is connected with me and message them. And then tomorrow I would do another 50 connects, and day after I would check accepted between the last 2 days. So each day when I check who has accepted me, I would message them, and I would hope that enough of them will reply because I have sent messages to a lot of them. Sometimes you just want them to keep you in mind. So I remember, again, a few years ago, there was this influencer on LinkedIn from Pune, and I messaged him. He didn't reply. I followed up, I think, thrice in a week for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, and he finally replied. He agreed to meet me. When I went to Pune in the future, I told him I'm not in Pune, I'm in Bombay. But when I come to Pune, I'll be happy to meet you. He said, okay, he remembered me. And when I went to Pune, he actually gave me a chance to meet him. And through him, I got insights into certain aspects of the industry which I really wanted to understand. Building your brand and your profile on LinkedIn, right from the URL to the banner and the image, just the basic hygiene stuff, right? The chronology of your education and your experience, what kind of awards to keep, how to have endorsements, the entire recommendation aspect of LinkedIn. Follow it. Trust me, it helps a lot. And most important, point number 3 is following up. Following up is not only when you are trying to network or trying to connect with people, but it's also after that. Let's say you go to an event, right? If you're an ACCA, if you're a CFA, yeah, we've been to all these events where the body sometimes hosts an event for all ACCA members or all ACCA students to meet at a particular venue. When you go there, you might know some of them, some are new, some are from the body, somebody you know, somebody's your peer, your colleague, your senior. You go, you talk to all of them. First of all, if you're an introvert, don't be worried, right? In a networking event, there are many introverts. You don't have to be a social person. But if you are an introvert or not, right? Just go and talk to everybody, and most importantly, keep showing up at these events, keep showing up with these phone calls, keep showing up on WhatsApp for these guys, keep showing up if you can, and don't be intrusive, don't be rude. Have a basic sense of what the gap should be between the first time you met them and then you follow up, and when you followed up, and the next one. If it's on digital communication, maybe you can do it once a week, twice a week, once a month, depending on what is the reason you're reaching out? What is, has there been a response before that? When it's meeting somebody, right? Value their time and understand. Once in a quarter, you'd like to meet them. Once in 90 days, once in 60 days. At the end of the day, following up in any form, right? Having a system. I gave an example of how I follow up with people who I send a connect to on LinkedIn by looking at the people who've accepted the connection daily. I remember when I used to go to these events, I used to give out business cards. Slight extra tip on following up is research. If you have a chance to conduct research on the people you're meeting, it just shows that you're one step ahead. Simple to just Google whoever you're meeting, about to meet, or wanting to meet, or wanting to reach out to, and sliding in a line about the fact that you read this about them, and it just creates a personal touch. It shows that you've put in effort, and that's about it, right? That's how you land up following up and using research. So with all of that said, if any of these points helped you, if you've worked on any of these points and you've seen results on any of these points, do let us know. If this is adding value, you're going to be using any of this, and then you see it helping you, please let us know in the comments. It makes our day to know that some of you guys are benefiting from our content.